I just love talking about the auxiliary and the tertiary function and that push and pull, that back and forth of them just fighting it out for your dominant function's attention. It's such an easy place for you to get growth from. I'm not saying that growth is easy. I'm saying it's a high leverage point that you can go to understand more about your personality type and more on how to impact the world, how to change yourself, and how to live like a hero. What's up, team? It's Sherman here from Geek Psychology, helping you find your true character, level it up so you can play life better. So this is all about balancing, that balancing act of the auxiliary and tertiary function. If you don't know your auxiliary and tertiary function, it's something you got to find out before this video is going to be too helpful. Now, I think you'll know within yourself a little bit about that voice that you need to balance, that aspect to yourself. If you're an extrovert, it's that voice that's telling you to slow down. just don't do stuff. Like, just stop. I mean, not don't do stuff, but like, don't do stuff out there. Do stuff in here. Process things, analyze things, right? Make sense of the world on your own, in your own understanding of it, right? Do what your conscience would tell you. That's that voice for the extroverts. And I know you don't like that voice. I've talked to many people, like through these profiling assessments and things that I do. And they're just like, no. That voice kind of sucks. And I feel the same way, felt the same way about mine. We're on better terms now. But it was a long trek. For the introverts, it's that voice that's saying, get out there and do stuff. Get into your body, get into the experiences that are out there, like physical adrenaline. Get into this stuff, live life, or explore the different patterns and the different possibilities out there, or actually, step out and proactively bring people together, or set up a plan to get things done and to actually mold the world around you, right? So that you can live a better life. You can live a more stable life, or whatever it is. So this, that voice is a difficult one. So that's why we always go to the tertiary, not always, we often go to the tertiary function because it's just easier. It's of the same orientation as your dominant function. What that means is if you're an introvert, the tertiary function is also an introvert, right? It's an introverted function. I personify everything, which is what we're going to talk about a little bit later when I get into that acronym. And for an extrovert, it's also extroverted. So it's saying, no, just keep doing it. Like, pour more fuel on the fire. Just keep going. You're fine. And then when bad things happen, it's not you, it's the world. Just you're fine. You keep doing it. You keep doing it because it's just going to keep telling you what you want to hear. And also, I think my face is going to melt off right now because it's so dang hot in here. Not because I'm a popsicle in human skin, in human form, but because it's so freaking hot in here. And I got the doors closed and everything. Anyway, open it up. Let's go out. Explore life. So I want to talk a little bit more before my phone bursts into flames about the auxiliary and the tertiary function and get a little bit more nuanced on it. So the auxiliary is a conscious competency for us. Usually it's something that we know we're good at, but we don't necessarily put a lot of energy into growing and strengthening because it is from that outer world. That character within us kind of lives in the other side. For an introvert, remember, it's outside. For an extrovert, it's inside. And that's where all the scary stuff is. That's where the dragons are and the goblins, right? It's the place you got to go. It's the mentor for a reason, right? It teaches you how to go out there and to slay the dragons and do all the trials and tribulations and learning, and then come back with the elixir. The tertiary function is more of a conscious incompetency, right? It's like I kind of not too good at this. Like my memory, my introverted sensing, my ability to compare now to the past accurately, in a beneficial way, and use those life lessons to continue on, it's pretty bad. A lot of us do think that we're better at it than we are. That personally I don't think has been too much of a thing for me, but that's something I hear a lot. It's like, no, I'm good at that. And then you see somebody who is actually really good at that, and you step out behind the bushes.
Oh, okay.
So I want to get into now a little bit about parts therapy, parts integration. This is a neuro-linguistic programming NLP technique. It's amazing. Like when you want to do something, like part of me wants to do this, part of me wants to do that, and they have this little conflict, right? These two essences within you are conflicting, right? Part of you wants to go to the gym and exercise. Part of you wants to just sit on the sofa and eat Snickers. I love doing that, right? But you got to go out there. You got to do this other thing, right? So these two parts are born, right? And they're conflicting back and forth. And as are you, if you're not in self, I know I'm getting like really woo-woo on this, you are also conflicting with that when you're trying to make a decision about what to do, because you have these different voices, these different components within you that are saying, do this and do this, right? And they're not really talking well together because they're both vying for your attention. The auxiliary function, the mentor, is saying, do this, you need to. And the newbie, the rookie, is saying, hey, you're okay without it. Don't do it. Stay safe in whatever way that is for you. So what I want to do here is give you just a little bit of information about this parts therapy in my own method, my own acronym here. And it is ALIGN. It's called ALIGN, okay? I go into more on this in the I Now Feel Positive program, but I still want to talk about this because this is good for everybody. You need to build awareness of these parts. That's what you're doing right now. If you're learning about your function stack, if you're learning about yourself in general, you're building awareness around it, right? I personally like to personify everything. It's an introverted feeling thing too, I'm sure. I know, but it's a good thing to do. You can personify these parts, right? This is the part of me, like I said before, that wants to go to the gym. You can call them like Buffy Anderson or whatever you want to call him, okay? And then the other one, the one that wants to sit on the sofa and eat Snickers, you can call him like Squishy Couch Man, the guy on the sofa, whatever it is, the dude. You need to build awareness of those two parts. Who is this one? What is his name? What does he want to be called, or she? And when you have that awareness, then you need to start listening to what they want to do. Listen to them. Really understand, like, why does this part want you to go to the gym? You probably know. Why does this part not want you to? Well, maybe because you're afraid of hurting yourself. You're afraid of looking bad. When you're lifting weights that are not, what you want to be at, and you see these other, like, ripped, huge people, right? Maybe you just want to maintain your energy, right? So you got to listen for those those intentions. And also remember that neither of them are bad. No part is bad. They're just trying to take a different path to protect you. They have a different skill set. Okay? And once you have listened to them, you want to integrate them. You want to bring them together. Introduce these two people to each other. Have a conversation within your mind or on paper. If you want to write out a little script, draw a comic book. That'd be pretty cool. Right? Even just like pretend like you got hand puppets. Probably won't do that. You might want to try it though. I've never done it. Anyway, so you want to integrate them. You want to know that like this one has good intentions. This one has good intentions. What is the highest intention of both of them? They want me to feel good about myself. Wow. Okay. Well, when you know that, you can feel appreciation for them. Right? You can be happy about that. You can have gratitude. That's G. You can have gratitude for what they're trying to do. Thank you. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for trying to keep me feeling good about myself. I know you're going this way. You want me to work out. I know you're going this way. You want me to maintain my energy and maybe slim up by sitting on the sofa and not going out and eating whatever it thinks. Okay, so once you've done that, you've built gratitude around them, actually say thank you within your mind to those characters, especially if you've personified them. But if it's a glowing orb or something like that, then thank you. Thank you, orb. Bring them together, right? Put them inside you. Take a breath and notice, one, how you feel, how things have changed, if you have any new parts, and then also notice if they still need a little bit more attention. Okay, so I've talked about that. I've gone through a line. Really quickly, let's talk a little bit about each of the types in a kind of a broad way, and the back and forth. INFPs, INTPs, right? INPs and ESJs. They are both going back and forth with this voice of innovation, extroverted intuition, and this voice of stability, introverted sensing, right? Personify those two characters. Do it. This is what I've been doing for so long, and it's really helpful. Personify them. The innovation voice is the one that's creating new things, trying new things, mixing alchemical potions. Introverted sensing, stabilizing. It's a guardian. It's a rock bender, earth bender type character. Whatever it is, it's the stable one, the one that's maintaining things. However you see it, right? Get those two together. Get them talking. Build that bond and that friendship between them, right? Because when you don't, you know when those two voices are talking, and when you don't want to listen to the one that you should, right? ESJs, like it's a lot easier to get things done if you just keep doing things, right? Like, of course, right? And if you don't need to stop and check in your past, and you're able to speculate on what's going on, it's kind of more fun in a lot of ways, right? So listen to those voices and bring them together. ISPs and ENJs. ISPs, you have extroverted sensing, right? Engagement, the engaging character, this warrior, or whatever that kind of adventurous daredevil type character within you. It doesn't have to be. You could be a daredevil making sweet, delicious cakes too. You're still getting into your body. You're engaging. That's what I'm saying. And also vision. Introverted intuition is more like this vision, like seeing how things are going to pan out, seeing how things are going to be in the future, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years down from now. Or even just shifting your perspectives and climbing up to new heights and seeing things from different vantage points, right? And when you're hearing those voices as an ISP, for example, when that voice is saying, get out there and do stuff and experience life and get into your body, right? This is a conscious competency. Go for a run, which you probably already do, but like push yourself to new heights. Maybe you don't really want to do it to that level, right? So it's easier to go into that vision aspect and just, it's not going to work out. Why would I stretch myself? Why would I push myself type thing? For ENJs, it's the flip of that, right? If you're an ENTJ, for example, once again, it's easier to get things done, to use extroverted thinking to be that strategizing commander, right? And bring in engagement and just take more proactive steps than it is to stop and see, well, where is this actually going to put me and my business, for example, in the future? Like, is this really the right choice? Is this the way the world's going to actually turn out? Or, well, how do these people think about this situation? How could I bring in their skill set? How could I shift my focus a bit and get more, build more of my unconscious awareness around it? Which is, calming down, and this is me calming down and meditating about something. Slowing down and being the visioning commander, for example, instead of the engaging commander and just running out there with your sword when you got a whole bunch of troops behind you. Went on a little rant there. Moving on. IFJs and ETPs. Extroverted feeling is that unifying character, right? Unifying cleric or an envoy or something like that. And then introverted thinking is that analytical adept, analytical wizard type character, whatever genre you want to go into. It's the scientist, the brainy guy. For ETPs, like if you're an ENTP or an ESTP, listening to that voice that's telling you stop it, refine this information, really get granular on the details and the information and the categorization of everything so that you know exactly what you're talking about. You've built all this information and you're not just trying to perhaps get into or out of an argument through this logic that's not actually soundly built. I'm not trying to hate on anybody. I'm just saying that's a thing. That's a thing I've heard about. And IFJs, remember, that's unification, unifying character. So when you're focusing too much on making things right and accurate and perfect and, not hurting your feelings, which is, it's a hard thing to do. When you're too much into that analytical side and you're not into the unifying side, you're not taking those proactive steps, right? You're not getting out there and throwing house parties, for example. I've known some ISFJs who they're like the party heroes. They're always every weekend going out. They're event coordinators and things like that. And I know that's not for everybody, but that's something that those specific people that I know have built their lives around, and their identity and their experiences, and they've gained more and more appreciation for getting out there and doing those things and meeting other people's needs. Right? But that's a hard voice to listen to, when you got both of those going back and forth. Last one here, ITJs and EFPs. Yeah, so you have strategizing, extroverted thinking, ITJs, and EFPs, you have resonance. You have the conscience, the heart, right? And strategizing, it's about making the plan, following the plan, executing it, delegating, and managing the resources, right? And if you're an ITJ, like, it's probably more engaging, more appealing to conceptualize these things, to think about how all these things could be put together, how they are fit together. But then actually getting out there and making something with it can kind of be hard, because you might get some feedback that's saying, that's inefficient, that's the wrong way of doing it, that actually doesn't work, that doesn't make sense, you didn't think about this, and that sucks, right? You don't want to hear that voice. I understand. It has good intentions for you, though, right? It's the mentor. That's why it's there. And then the other side is introverted feeling, which is, as I said, that conscience, the heart character. It's the one that's checking within you to make sure that you actually feel good about something, that your identity is solid, that you know who you are and you know why you're doing these things, right? But if it's the rookie side of things, then it's going to more like latch on to a strong feeling and just hold it, and then find ways of making other people deal with that, right? Or finding a way to peace out because of it, and then you hold this grudge, this strong negative emotion or whatever, and it's not serving you. EFPs, it's the opposite, right? So it's when you're not listening to your conscience, when you're not listening to that little Maui on your shoulder, like that little character that's saying, hey man, you shouldn't do this, that's not who you are. And you're more likely to dip over to the other side and like, okay, how can I make this work? Because new possibilities, those are great. New experiences, that's amazing, right? So I know that I've made the rookie sound like a more appealing voice in a lot of these, because it is. The way to true growth is to align, right? Build awareness, listen, integrate, build gratitude around those experiences, and then notice the changes and kind of recycle through the process. It's extremely important. Because that's where you get that true growth, from doing things outside of yourself, from stretching into the other world of introversion or extroversion. So this video was a lot longer than I had hoped. I apologize, but I do hope that it was good information for you, whatever your type is, and maybe it taught you something about some of the other types as well. And I really do feel that you should align yourself, spoken like a true IFP, align yourself and really take yourself to the next level, okay? Like, the world needs you to play bigger. And I know that's kind of strange coming from a dude on YouTube, but it's true. You have talents, you have abilities that the rest of the world does not have and experiences. And so it's time for you to actually get out there and to slay your dragons, to slay the boars and the goblins until you get up to the dragons and make a change. All right, so please let me know down below what helped you, what resonated with you, maybe some of your experiences, maybe how you personify, how you bring out these different characters. Like, what are they like for you? What is that strategizing character like for you? What is the visioning character like for you? Is it like a mystic? Is it like a ranger? Is it something that I haven't thought of? It probably is. Anyway, keep up the life fun questing. Good luck, have fun. Peace. I don't have pants on, by the way. I'm just itching my leg. I do have underwear on. Don't worry. But it's just too hot. I can't do it without a shirt. Like, that's inappropriate. No pants is okay. Oh, what was I saying? Goodbye.